On the night of September 17th at the Busan International Film Festival, Lisa didn't just arrive, she conquered. The words that echoed across media headlines were simple yet absolute, utterly convincing. It was the culmination of a week where her stylist team and her own fearless choices turned every red carpet into a global spotlight. Only 3 days earlier, Lisa had swept the Emmy Awards in a dreamy pink gown that exploded across social media. Instead of resting on that viral success, she returned to Korea with another audacious decision. A Maison Margiela haute couture creation, bold in vision and uncompromising in detail. The result? Gasps, flashes, applause. At 28, Lisa stood center stage again. As if the universe had chosen her to be the lead character in fashion's ongoing narrative. But beauty alone doesn't define her story. The gown she wore at Busan, like so many of her previous show-stopping looks, was more than fabric. It was a conversation starter. Loved by some, questioned by others, yet unforgettable to all. Every Lisa appearance sparks debate. Every Lisa look demands an opinion. And that, perhaps, is the very essence of her power. When Lisa graced the stage in a leather couture gown, USA Today likened her to embodying pink venom, floating like a cotton candy dream. Vogue called it a visual symphony of elegance. InStyle praised her consistency. Whether on screen or on the carpet, Lisa had never disappointed. Compliments like these were not gifts freely given. They were earned through experimentation, through the courage to be polarizing, through the boldness of a star who refuses to stand still. Because Lisa doesn't stand still. Born in 1997, she has spun the wheel of fashion relentlessly, always moving, always expanding. From continent to continent, stage to stage, she throws herself into new fields, new risks, new definitions of who Lisa can be. Her acting debut in The White Lotus unlocked yet another dimension. Sweeping cinematic carpets in floor-length gowns, dazzling and divisive in equal measure. At 28, Lisa embodies a rare duality. Fearless enough to try everything, daring enough to wear anything. The numbers tell the story of influence on a global scale. 40.6 million interactions and $38.4 million EMV at Victoria's Secret. 1.2 million mentions at the Oscars. 6.8 billion impressions as Coachella's dominant artist, with 7.4 billion more as its most talked about performer. $21.3 million MIV at the Met Gala, where she led the red carpet as the top female figure. And here's the revelation. 3 out of 4 of these milestones exist outside the borders of music. Lisa isn't just a pop idol anymore. She is a cultural force whose presence shapes fashion, film, and beyond. Trailblazing has always been the DNA of BLACKPINK. Yet in Lisa, that spirit seems amplified. She became the first K-pop female idol to don angel wings at the world's most legendary lingerie show. On the pink carpet, she reinterpreted a 2018 look once worn by Taylor Hill. And at her Met Gala debut, a cultural detonation, one of the most spectacular among the group's members to ever attend. Both moments, of course, ignited controversy. Some critics scoffed, calling her unworthy or dismissing her as a media pawn. Others accused her of recklessness, of pushing her image too far. But what no one can deny is that Lisa remains impossible to ignore. In a world where fashion desperately craves reinvention, she delivers it. Fearlessly, unapologetically, brilliantly. Fans often joke about teamwork 3+1. When speaking of BLACKPINK, 3 members on one path with one standing apart. And in fashion, that dynamic still holds true. While Lisa embraces liberation and risk, her sisters chart more restrained courses. Jennie, with her deep bond to Chanel, gravitates toward a refined, almost royal elegance. At Cannes at Met Gala, she is often cast as a princess or a pristine camellia, sometimes at odds with the playful IT girl image her fans yearn to see unleashed. Rose, with her unmistakable aura and artistry, stays firmly loyal to Saint Laurent. That elegance, though breathtaking, also cages her at times, limiting the room for surprise. And Jisoo, the Dior powerhouse, stands tall with monumental contracts and brand dominance. Yet compared to her sisters, she remains quieter on the global stage, less defined by risk, more by stability. Lisa is different. She is the only member who has shifted ambassadorial seats, from Celine to Louis Vuitton, breaking tradition, breaking expectations. This freedom, this refusal to be tied down, is both her superpower and her paradox. She reinvents constantly, which keeps her thrillingly unpredictable. But it also makes her harder to pin down, harder to brand, harder to box into a single signature identity. And perhaps that's exactly why she shines. Lisa isn't here to fit a mold. She's here to rewrite it. Because in the end, fashion loves a disruptor. And Lisa, in every step, every gown, every risk she takes, is no longer just an idol. She is the revolution walking the red carpet.